Let's get to someone who certainly knows what he's talking about when it comes to AI and cloud and where these two companies stand, what we learned from these prints last night. Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley joins us now. Dan, your first take.
Yeah, Sean, it was really a kind of a tale of two clouds, basically, a tale of two companies. These results show that Microsoft is truly ahead of Google when it comes to its AI deployment, when it comes to the customers that it's signing up. Sundar Pichai basically started out the Google call talking about AI, but then, discussing other aspects and mentioned the cloud, but only briefly. Whereas if you listened to Satya Nadella on Microsoft, he just rattled off, statistic after statistic after statistic about how AI is being rolled into the cloud, how they're doing more and more with it, how they're offering more capabilities, how they have open source options from Hugging Face and Meta, and how they have so many subscribers already signed up for this. And so that's where I think investors saw, the look at Azure and the growth that Azure had, the 29%. They were expecting 27% growth. That's a reacceleration of growth, by the way. The category had seen a slowing of growth over time, and people were taking pause over that. But this reacceleration really kind of getting people excited, I think. And then, the idea that AI is playing such a big role here, and Nadella pointing that out multiple times during the call. With Google, it was more along the lines of, we have AI, we're doing well with AI, but it's not quite impacting the cloud aspect as much as we would like to see yet. So, I think that's where investors are a little concerned, or perhaps taking stock of what's going on with Google and Alphabet as far as the cloud operations go, and can they keep up with Microsoft and AI, which is a wild statement to make, considering that the very reason why these, ChatGPT, the T stands for transformer, the reason why these transformers exist is because of Google research, and Microsoft kind of taking the lead with that OpenAI work.
Dan, when we think about how AI is being positioned, or the narrative that these companies are telling around it, it's how AI is going to essentially be a co-pilot. What more do we get on details about what the pricing for a co-pilot, or how the contribution to margins that a co-pilot may also offer to these two major companies, what that might look like for investors who are looking for any type of clarity on these investments as well as the payoff?
Microsoft had said that their Microsoft 365 is going to be $30. Copilot is going to be $30 per seat per person. And so that's something that's really interesting, because it's on the higher end of what people were expecting. As far as margins, there's going to be some problems, I assume, with the kind of outlay that they're going to have to make as they continue to build out these different capabilities, these different offerings. They're going to have to buy more hardware to run servers. They're going to have to continue to invest there. And that's on both sides, right? That's with Google and Microsoft. And Microsoft's apparently working on its own chip, and Google working with its own chip. So, it could be a hit to margins over time, but I wouldn't assume it to be too bad.